Hey folks, Captain Mikey here, Sawgrass Fishing Charters in beautiful sunny Florida. Well folks, welcome to the very first episode of my weekly tips, tricks, and techniques. Every week on a Wednesday, I'm going to come out with a short little video that'll focus on how-tos, product knowledge, tips, tricks, and techniques that'll hopefully help you become a more knowledgeable and better angler altogether. Now, today's episode is something that I actually came up with, and I've had a lot of questions about this, but I came up with it as I was getting ready for my next trip out there, and I noticed that the guide tip, the tip top on my spinning rod had actually broken. So I'm going to teach you today, it's a very simple, easy thing to do, how to fix the tip of your rod. My spinning rod here, as you guys can notice, the tip of it, the ceramic guide in the middle, actually came out. Now, this could be something that could absolutely ruin your day, but it shouldn't because it's a very simple fix. It's very easy to do, something that any one of us can do at home. You only need a few certain things, and I actually keep most of this stuff with me on the boat and another set in my tackle box. For just a few dollars, you can go out to any tackle shop, even Walmart or Dick's, and pick up one of these rod tip repair kits. They usually this Eagle Claw one comes with 3 different size rod tips, and that's important because not all rods are the same size out there, and a tube of the rod cement. It's the glue that holds it in there. This is only about $5, and it's going to save you a whole lot of headaches. So grab yourself a rod kit, and you're going to need a pair of pliers or a pair of forceps. I like the forceps. This is an old pair that's been seeing a lot of wear and tear out here, but a pair of forceps, because this rod tip's going to get a little hot, you're going to need something to hold on to it with. You're going to need a cigarette lighter of any sort, just a simple, easy lighter out there. And if you happen to have a razor blade, that's always a great thing. But anything that's really sharp, I don't have a razor blade on me, so I got this little pair of scissors that has a very sharp edge on it. You might need that just to get rid of that excess glue out there. Alright, now what you're going to notice on this rod in particular is it's the very tip top that I need to replace. The ceramic guide came out of that one, and it popped it. And you'll look at a lot of rods, especially these carrot sticks here, and it looks like they have a bit of braiding on the end of it, on the tip of it. That's pretty much cosmetic for the most part. It's not actually attached to the rod tip itself. There might be a little bit of glue or epoxy from that on that, and that's where you're going to need that razor blade or whatnot. So I'm going to take my little pair of scissors, and I'm going to try and scrape as much of that little bit of glue off as I possibly can. You want to do any of this work very, very gently. You really want to focus on trying not to damage your rod itself, the blank underneath there. It's just a simple scratch, very light scratch is going to take away what little bit of epoxy is left on top of that tube there. Alright, so we scraped off as much of that little bit of epoxy as I can. This is what you would think is the most difficult part, but this is actually quite easy. Taking your little lighter here, and what you're going to do is you're going to heat up the actual tube of this rod tip. Try very, very hard, be very careful not to get the flame onto the blank itself. Alright, your blanks are generally made out of a whole bunch of different epoxies and resins. If you heat it up too long, you can damage your blank, and you definitely don't want that. So with the lighter, it's only about 4 to 5 seconds. Just heat up that tube. That's about it. Now, grab your forceps because this is going to be hot. And all we've really done is just heat it up enough to hopefully get rid of that glue that's on the inside. And just wiggle it off and it slides right off. That's all there is to it. Very simple, very easy. Again, do not use that flame too hard. Don't leave it on there any more than 4 to 5 seconds because you don't want to damage the blank that's underneath there. The actual blank itself is probably going to have a little bit of residue left on it from that glue. So take your scissors or your razor blade, whatever you got, and just very, very lightly try to remove any excess glue, any of the old glue that was still there. This is actually really easy to do here, guys. This is the old tip that came out of there. Because this is my existing rod tip and you can see how small and narrow it is, I'm gonna look for the smallest one that I've got. And before you do anything, just go ahead and slide it on the rod and make sure that it fits nice and snug. And the glue is your rod cement here. Again, this part's extremely easy as well. The rod cement is just like a glue stick for a hot glue gun. I'm gonna peel a little bit of this paper away from it. And it's quite simple, guys. What you're gonna do is take your lighter again, heat up the end of this rod, the glue stick here. Just get nice and hot, heated up. You don't need to go too far, just so you can see it start getting clear. And we're gonna take it and we're gonna rub it all along the tip of this rod. Now we're gonna take this rod tip and we're just gonna slide it right back on top, just like so. Line it up, make sure that it's lined up nice and evenly with all your other tips, all your other guides. And you're gonna hold it there for about 4 to 5 seconds. Hold it there for about 4 to 5 seconds so that glue can set. We're gonna let that cool off for a little bit before I scrape away that excess glue. And there you go, guys. That's all there is to it. We got ourselves a new rod tip. My rod's back in action. We're ready to hit the water one more time. That could have just saved me a whole lot of headaches out on the water, especially when those fish are really biting hard. You don't want to have to lose your rod. Hopefully this helped you guys out a little bit and you're able to get yourself back on the water, catching those fish again real quick. Well, guys, that's it. It's just that simple. For a couple dollars and a few minutes of your time, you're back in action catching those fish one last time. Well, I really hope you did enjoy this, guys, and I hope you learned a little bit of something here. And stay tuned for next week, because every week I'm going to have another tips, tricks, and techniques video for you guys out there. If you like this, make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment on anything else you want to see me film for you guys, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed, stay subscribed, guys, because there's plenty more coming in Sawgrass Bass's future. That's it for me today. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys next week. And as I always say, one last time, Captain Mikey signing out. The future is bright. You keep those lines tight.